I know. It's been 2 months since MHW's beta ended, and I heard about the game having a second beta test in early February. But I want to give you my thoughts about the first beta test and how I think it really needs optimization. Let's actually start with the settings, because apparently the minimum and recommended specs for this game is truly wild. 10th Gen Intel processor, 16GB of RAM, and a 1660 Super. You know what's crazy about it? All of that just to run it at 1080, upscaled from 720, and it's just barely 30 FPS with the lowest graphics settings. Meanwhile, for the recommended specs is 11th Gen Intel processor, same 16GB of RAM, but a freaking 2070 Super or a 4060. Jeez, and that's only to get it running at 1080. 60 FPS with frame generation enabled at medium settings. Oh boy. We'll see in the gameplay in the next few minutes just what an abomination the game looks like at the lowest settings, and here you can see almost all settings are at low. I do believe that the game chose it for me because when I opened the settings it was already like this. Before I show you the shit gameplay, let me show you the character creation first. I usually like to spend my time here because I really like to roleplay in RPG games. But for this, I kinda just skip it because of the low graphic settings, and you can already see how blurry the character looks. I mean, jeez. But I will say I did go for the female character as usual. I do like the voice pitch option. I'm not sure if they have this in Rise, but it is a nice feature here. That means even if you and another friend have the same voice, then the pitch could sound a bit different. Other than that, I also like the innerwear models. They have your usual Monster Hunter innerwear, but they also have this more closed option. I don't know how to say it, but they cover your skin. They also have this option to show the undershirt or not, so if you really don't wanna show your hunter skin, then this option is for you. For the starting armor, you can choose between male or female armor regardless of the gender that you choose. I believe the green circle indicates that it's male armor and the orange diamond is the female counterpart. And finally, for the color, I don't really mind that much. Again, this is the beta and I will be taking my time during the full game release. Next is to customize the pelico. I just took a quick look here, didn't mess around too much, but I will show you the available option if you wanna see. If not, then feel free to skip ahead. So I kinda decided not to show you the whole cutscene because just look at this abomination of a graphic. But what I did enjoy was that our hunter can actually speak for real in this game. They can have actual conversation instead of a usual nod in previous game. So it brings more life into this game. And here we go. Just look at this. It looks like shit. Feels like I'm playing a PS1 game with how blurry and pixelated it looks. Oh, and if you feel the video is stuttering, then yes, this game freaking stutters every now and then, even with my RTX 2060 Super. They did bring back the slinger from World, which is nice, and now you can use it as a grappling hook to get slinger ammo, which is also nice. Now that we're out of the intro, welcome to Wilds. Oh boy, this looks like absolute shit.
Oh, that's right. Have you decided on a weapon?
I like that answering her questions determine the weapon recommended for us. I would say it's helpful for new players, but even so, remember to try them all. As for me, well, you know what I'm gonna choose, the ultimate whip weapon. It's the longsword, of course. And you don't have to answer her questions all the time. You can just choose the option, I'll pick a weapon myself, and then you can choose between the 14 available weapon types in the game. It's the same as previous games. I did try the weapon for a few minutes, since it's been a while since I've played any Monster Hunter games. Alright, the first one of the demo, and it's already bad. Pair that with the absolute lowest graphic made me feel like I was playing a rip-off Monster Hunter. Anyways, the game did introduce focus mode, which for me turned the game into more of a slow-paced combat. However, I didn't use it until like 5 minutes in. because I didn't realize it was binded to my mouse button number 4. That's the button on the side of your mouse because, well, I have a Razer Viper Ultimate and it has like 4 additional buttons on the side. Anyways, back to focus mode. As you might have seen in the trailers, you can freely aim where you hit, and the game now has a new wound mode, I believe that's what's it called, where certain parts of the body will glow red, and if you hit those spots, you deal more damage. Basically, it acts like a weak spot, like when you tenderize a certain body part with a claw in Iceborne. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing actually, although it does feel like a gimmick. Personally, I prefer the traditional weak spots where you would have to keep hitting the monster to know where the weak spots are, but maybe it'll change once I play the full game. The mutated frog monster went to sleep, so I did what all hunters do when the monster sleeps, which is bomb its face. And sure enough, that killed it. One detail they added was now you can climb the monster when it's dead, so it feels more, I don't know, realistic in a way, since in previous game you just walk right through them whenever they're dead. After that there was a result screen and then it returned back to free roam. I thought it would be seamless, meaning there wouldn't be any loading screen when switching from the result screen back to free roam, but since it was so quick it didn't really bother me. After that, we went through another cutscene, and this time we even had the option to ask for more story or just straight up skip it. Reminds me of other games like Honkai Star Rail and other similar games, where the game gives you an option. Do you want to learn more about the lore, about the story, or do you just want to skip to the gameplay? When the cutscene was done, we are now at the camp, but unfortunately it says this is where the beta ends. However, it didn't end there because the game lets us free roam the map. As I was wandering around the camp, I entered the tent and I saw this. Yes, you can now equip 2 weapons at the same time. I think this is so you don't have to return to camp every now and then to switch weapons, because now you can just switch to your secondary by going to your sacred. Is that how you pronounce it? Or, well, for easy sake, I'm just gonna call it your raptor, because it looks like a goddamn raptor. And after that, I went outside to try another hunt. I like how the handler joins you outside, unlike that one handler who couldn't do anything.
Alpha is our target. The quest will begin.
The monster that we're hunting is like a mix of a mammoth with a dog face. Anyways, one thing for sure though, the weather is insane. Even though it's on low settings, the atmosphere just really changed from desert to now like an eerie otherworldly storm. Alright, maybe the transition screen was seamless because previously there was a cutscene after the fight. And after the hunt, I went back to camp and you gotta see this eating animation. I mean, it's not as big as the meals we had in World or Iceborne, but it's definitely better than the weird dangos with side effects in Rice, which, to be honest, I don't really like. Other than the 2 monsters we hunted, there was 2 more. I was curious about this unknown monster because it meant it was a challenge. So I decided to head there, and along the way the game showed me that we can now build our own little camp in the wilderness. So it's not predetermined like in previous games. As I was closing in on this unknown monster, it flew past me and, well, feeling butthurt by this moment, I kinda just ended my beta test there. Now, there was definitely a lot to do, but the amount of stuttering I encountered plus the dog shit graphics made me didn't wanna continue. I really hope they fix it in the final release of the game, or at least made some decent optimization in next beta test. Anyways, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.